Welcome back to when we talk about legendary motorcycles that have shaped the adventure touring segment. Very few names come close to the Yamaha XT660Z Ténéré copyright and A copyright or A copyright. A bike that stood as a symbol of durability, rugged performance, and endless journeys across the harshest terrains. And now, in 2026, Yamaha has brought it back, refreshed, redesigned, and given a fresh breath of life with a modern touch while keeping the soul of the Ténéré copyright and A copyright or A copyright intact. Today on Rev Radar TV, we dive deep into the return of this icon of the 2026 Yamaha XT660Z Ténéré copyright and A copyright or A copyright Tricolor edition. This is more than just a motorcycle, it's a piece of history reborn. The first thing to address is the styling, because the moment you set eyes on this bike, it demands your attention. Yamaha has given the 2026 XT660Z Ténéré copyright and A copyright or A copyright a tricolor scheme that pays homage to Yamaha's Dakar racing heritage. White, blue, and red strike across the bodywork, reminiscent of the rally machines that carved their names in the desert sands decades ago. It's bold, it's nostalgic, and it perfectly balances modern aggression with vintage charm. The tall stance, the sharp fairing, and that unmistakable rally-inspired silhouette instantly scream adventure. Yamaha clearly wanted this machine to stand apart from its bigger sibling, the Ténéré copyright and A copyright or A copyright 700, and yet remind us of where it all began. The design elements don't just stop at colors. The bodywork has been revised for aerodynamics and better wind deflection on highways. The front gets an updated LED headlamp cluster with a rally-style 4-beam setup that not only looks purposeful but provides outstanding visibility for nighttime exploration. The windshield is adjustable and slightly taller than before, giving long-distance riders more comfort at high speeds. Slim side panels ensure the bike retains its lightweight feel, while the 2026 frame geometry has been slightly tweaked to improve handling both on tarmac and loose gravel. At the rear, a slimmer LED tail section integrates seamlessly with a reinforced luggage rack, ready for panniers and top box access because Yamaha knows this bike is built to go places. Now, let's talk about the heart of the machine. The XT660Z returns with its tried and tested 660cc single-cylinder engine. But don't mistake this for an old-school mill. Yamaha has updated it extensively to meet modern emissions standards while improving performance. The liquid-cooled, fuel-injected thumper now produces around 50 horsepower and 60 Nm of torque, tuned for usable grunt in the mid-range. That's the sweet spot for adventure riders, giving enough punch for overtaking on highways and the low-end torque required to crawl over rocky trails. The engine has been refined with a new balancer shaft, reducing vibrations that used to be a common trait of large singles, making it smoother than ever before. The 5-speed gearbox remains simple and reliable, but Yamaha has worked on gear ratios to make highway cruising less stressed and off-road climbing more manageable. The clutch action is lighter thanks to a slipper assist system, something that wasn't available in earlier generations. Add to that Yamaha's new ride-by-wire throttle and switchable riding mod SA Eco, Touring, and Off-Road, and you get a machine that feels every bit 2026 while still retaining its raw simplicity. Suspension is another highlight of the new XT660Z Ténéré copyright and A copyright or A copyright. Yamaha has equipped it with long travel kib forks up front, fully adjustable, with 220 mm of travel. At the rear, a monoshock with remote preload adjustment provides 200 mm of travel. This suspension setup ensures the bike can handle everything from smooth highways to muddy trails and rocky climbs. The ground clearance stands at a generous 260 mm, and with a 21-inch front wheel paired with an 18-inch rear, spoke trims, and dual-purpose tires, the Ténéré copyright and A copyright or A copyright is ready for anything you throw at it. Braking performance has also been modernized. Twin 298mm discs at the front and a single 245mm disc at the rear, both equipped with switchable ABS, give confidence both on-road and off-road. Yamaha has also added a traction control system that can be adjusted or turned off completely when you need maximum control on loose surfaces. For a bike of this category, that's a welcome addition. When you swing a leg over the new XT660Z, you're greeted by a tall, commanding riding position. The seat height is around 865 mm, which will feel tall for some riders, but adventure bikes demand that stance. Yamaha offers an optional low seat for shorter riders, making it more accessible. The seat itself has been redesigned for long-distance comfort, slightly wider at the base and with improved padding. It's built for those 1,000 km days across countries. The cockpit is thoroughly modernized. Instead of the old analog digital cluster, you now get a 5-inch TFT display with smartphone connectivity. Yamaha's MyRide app integrates seamlessly, giving navigation, call alerts, and ride data. For those who prefer simplicity, Yamaha has ensured the interface is clean and easy to read, even under direct sunlight. USB-C charging ports, a 12-volt socket, and optional heated grips make this bike tour-ready straight out of the showroom. One of the most interesting aspects of the new TA-copyright 10A-copyright RA-copyright 660 is its weight management. Yamaha worked hard to keep the bike under control in terms of bulk. At 198 kilograms dry, it's heavier than a pure enduro bike but significantly lighter than middleweight adventure machines like the Africa Twin or even Yamaha's own TA-copyright 10A-copyright RA-copyright 700. This makes it a sweet spot for riders who want adventure capability without being overwhelmed by weight. The fuel tank holds 20 liters, giving it a range of roughly 400 kilometers, depending on riding style. That's more than enough for long hauls through remote areas without constant fuel anxiety. Another key selling point is the bike's versatility. While Yamaha has more powerful and more advanced adventure bikes in its lineup, the XT660Z is positioned as the rugged workhorse. It's for riders who want a bike that is reliable, simple enough to repair in remote areas, but still modern enough to provide safety and comfort features. It doesn't drown you in electronics but gives just enough to balance old-school adventure spirit with modern-day convenience. Performance-wise, the bike feels composed. On highways, it cruises comfortably at 120 km per hour, with the engine revving smoothly and without the buzzing fatigue that older single-cylinder bikes were infamous for. In the city, despite its tall stance, the bike feels surprisingly nimble, thanks to its narrow profile and good steering lock. Off-road is where it shines, with the torque delivery allowing controlled climbs and descents. Riders will appreciate the predictable throttle response and suspension that soaks up harsh terrain. And then comes the price. Yamaha has positioned the 2026 XT660Z TA-copyright 10A-copyright RA-copyright Tricolor edition at around $9,499 internationally, which translates to roughly PKR 27,828 lakh in markets like Pakistan and about a negation 9,000 in Europe. Considering its balance of heritage, modern updates, and Yamaha's reputation for reliability, this makes it one of the most value-packed adventure motorcycles in its class. So, what makes this bike truly unique? Firstly, the return of the tricolor paint scheme, which connects directly with Yamaha's Dakar legacy, gives it a collector's appeal. Secondly, the combination of simplicity and modernity. It's not overloaded with tech, yet it offers exactly what an adventure rider needs. And lastly, its positioning. The XT660Z TA-copyright and A-copyright RA-copyright is neither too heavy nor too complex, making it approachable for intermediate riders while still satisfying seasoned adventurers. In summary, the 2026 Yamaha XT660Z TA-copyright 10A-copyright RA-copyright Tricolor is not just a motorcycle, it's a revival of a legend, a bridge between past glory and future exploration. It has the DNA of a Dakar winner, the reliability of a Japanese workhorse, and the style that makes it instantly iconic. Whether you're crossing deserts, riding across continents, or simply cruising your local roads with a sense of adventure, this machine stands ready. Yamaha didn't just bring back the XT660Z, they redefined it for a new generation while respecting its timeless roots. This has been your deep dive into the 2026 Yamaha XT660Z TA-copyright 10A-copyright RA-copyright Tricolor edition on Rev Radar TV. If you're an adventure rider, a Yamaha loyalist, or just someone who loves motorcycles with character, this is a bike worth watching out for. The legend has returned, and it's ready to write new stories on the world's toughest roads.